Welcome in, Sagittarius community. Soul Tigress here, bringing this special community a wonderful story today about a ambitious Sagittarius. I'm not sure what will unfold in the story today, but let's find out together. I have invited Sagittarius angels, guardians, ancestors, and divine and universal energy to be a part of this story as guides, but as well as protectors. All right, Saggies, let's jump in and see what is guided to come out today. So I have a couple oracle decks. So as always, if the Moonology is here, I want to start with it. Special relationships that we have with the moon, don't we, Saggies? All right. So I'm feeling a little indecisive. So that could be some energy that I'm picking up on. Almost like, whoo, like my heart is beating. Maybe I'm indecisive because there's a lot of things that need to be worked on. It's kind of the energy that I'm feeling with Saggy right now. TBH, I have a lot to work on personally. So, let's see what it is. All right. Guides and angels, help us tell a story today about a just Sagittarius. Brothers, sisters, let's see what's guided to come out. Them and theys. Let's take a dive in. Ooh, as we're diving, we're going to need to surrender to the divine. That's hard. That is hard when you're trying to get stuff done, isn't it, Sag family? Balance. We got to bring balance into practicality and spirituality. All right, we got a full moon, 2 full moons. All right. One is in Pisces. All right, so maybe we need to check those emotions for this Saggy. Maybe the Saggy needs to not be so emotionally driven. I wonder. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. So Capricorns are very reserved. Okay, they could be very reserved when it comes to emotions, but they are great at being in their own space, even if it's on a cliff. Now, Pisces, that's a duality or a polarity of energies. I always interpret that as one as more mature, one as more amateur. Okay. So it could definitely be that there is some polarity that is not wanting to be together. It's kind of bouncing off each other. And it could be between new ways and old ways. Saggies. Ooh, thems and theys, brother and sisters. Ooh. Let's see. Oh man, one on top of another. This Sagittarius can expect a powerful change. New moon and eclipse. Man, are others not going to see it coming? All right. Time to release negativity. And that's a what? Full moon in Scorpio. What I'm hearing is getting out of the old emotional routine. Is that the just here? getting out of the old emotional routine. And that could be a way a Sagittarius reacts to things. Our ambitious Sagittarius is working through something. It sounds like this Sagittarius in this story is working through some communication within self. Have you already surrendered to the divine? You're just kind of riding the roller coaster? Or in those roller coaster moments where you're free falling, does this Sagittarius need to remind themselves that you just got to surrender to the divine? Slow down. As I say, slow down, look who comes out. King of Wands. King of Wands. All right, what else wants to come out for the present? So the King of Wands is creative, and if you look at this King of Wands, it is the male peacock. The male peacock, because the male peacock is, for birds, I believe, the male is always the one who's more having to put on a show to attract a mate. There we go. High Priestess falls onto that. This has to do with your creativities, Saggies. This has to do with this Saggie's creativities. Every Saggie's creativities. Very beautiful when we are in creativity. When we're not, we're a little rocked. Now, could it be that you feel like what you've been working on has halted? I think that's what this little Saggie's feeling. Like the roots of the past. The roots of the past are always going to kind of keep this Sagittarius tied to, old judgment, old ways. But justice. Justice in what? Justice in what for this Saggy? I tell you what. King of Cups energy, ruling your emotions, being balanced in it. That's what it is. But surrender to the divine. It's time to release negativity. Sagittarius, brothers, sisters, they and them. You need an outlet. You need an outlet. And I say that because Sagittarius, it's a fiery, ambitious, developing energy. And when that energy can't be expressed, then it's an opposite effect that happens. When you express, you're able to build off of it, build more, learning. But when you don't express it, it's like stagnancy. It's like, I would say, being in a dark hole. And I say dark hole because generally things don't grow in the dark. You're not going to be able to grow. So for this Sagittarius, as we talk about that, it's learning how to wrestle with oneself, wrestling with your strength, wrestling with their ambitions, fresh new outlook, wanting that fresh new outlook, singing the song you want to sing, and the naysayers just looking on. But as you're doing all this, or as this Sagi's doing all this, they're still at war with themselves. Still conflict. Saggy, if you're here, you're conquering what's been holding you back. You're dancing when all the naysayers, all they could do is look on. Then this is all in head. I mean, yes, it's wands. It's driven by passion. It's foundation too, for me. Foundation. One structure. What one has already built on. For this little Saggy could have always been conflicted with themselves. Maybe, because this is out in this direction. So this little Saggy's almost here. Bing. They just got one more turn to make. Just around the bend. And maybe this is what it is. The foundation, the foundation of their thoughts. And the thoughts could be even around themselves. It takes time to develop self-love. It really does. And in those testing moments, that can test that. It can test it. And it's okay to be human. Let's remind this Saggy in this story. It's totally okay. Them days, brothers, sisters. It is totally okay to be human. All right. Let's shuffle. All right, let's shuffle. Few more cards for this present. Now, if this has to go with a situation outside of self, it could be wrestling with a creativity in a direction that you want to go in, say with career. Maybe you're running into a lot of hiccups. Even with the new passionate way that you want to go. You're just running into a lot of hiccups. It's like you go to do something and all of a sudden the battery isn't charged, or all of a sudden the internet's not working. That's what this could be. Is some particular little Sagittarius in this story here could be running into a lot of hiccups. And that, I feel like, could go for work. If it's with a family member, again, it's wanting to present yourself in the Empress status to them, wishing that they will see this, wrestling with their view versus the view that, say, this particular Sagittarius wants to give. And no matter what, they feel like they're running into conflict with the family. They're trying to show that they are going to do their thing, and head in the direction, but it always heads into conflict. All right. So let's see. So let's go a few more cards for the present. What else wants to come out? There it is. A Tower. But it's in reverse. Tower, but it's in reverse. All right. One more card. We had a Queen of Cups in reverse as well. So, for this story, however it's unfolding for these Sagittarius, is that there has to be an emotional tower within self. even if I wanted to point this to another person, I'm getting a big This goes for the Saggies in this story. The ambitious Saggy. The unsure Saggy. I feel like there is a big emotional block. There's an emotional block, and because there's that emotional block, that's what's wrestling the strength. That's what's keeping the wish fulfillment being fulfilled. Being fulfilled. And it's all comes back to this Saggy wants to see themselves in this energy. A creative, fiery energy, but as well as ones that is, patient, who likes to intake information that puts them on a higher level. I say that because we can take in information that is just taken away from the brain cells at this point. We've all seen videos, and after you watch it, like, holy moly, I feel like I really did just lose a couple brain cells. So there's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. For the Saggy who wants to point in this story at a particular unstable emotional energy that's causing this, I would say it takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. Okay? Because we can have disagreements with people, but still walk away understanding each other's barriers. And it not being one that is just like a, I'm going to get this person back. I'm going to, whether it's through words or through actions, acting really on a low vibration. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the block. What is the block in this story? What is the block? What is the big hurdle, guys? Ancestors, what is the big hurdle for the Sagittarius in this story? So it came out, but then flipped that way. Don't want to talk about it. Traditions. Traditions. What I'm drawn to is there's a little dragon down low who's going to climb the ladder. Is that, but it's also attached to, let me show you again. If you look closely, you see how there's strings attached? Is there something that you feel like if you follow it, there's strings attached to it? Is this what this Sagittarius is feeling? They and them, oh my goodness. Justice. I'm hearing manipulation. Do you feel like somebody who is in a higher position is being manipulative? But for some reason, they're still just in doing it. Oh, Sagittarius. This is interesting. There's a tower. There's the tower and upright. what I'm feeling is there's an energy that's trying to go up the wrong way on the escalators. They think it's a faster way, but it's actually making it harder for this particular Sagittarius. That's what I'm hearing. And that's when the Six of Coins in reverse came out. I feel like if this person who is holding the strings, if they were manipulative, then this would have came out in reverse. But I'm noticing a feather. I'm noticing a sun. Okay, that tells me guided in some big energy, really big energy. It's almost like courageous. You think sun, Leo, of course, courage, you know. There's definitely been a big tower moment. And this particular Sagittarius is not finding the stability in it. One thing about a Sagittarius is they could be stubborn. And if this Sagittarius in this story feels like somebody came at them in an emotional instability, manipulative way, ooh, that's not going to sit right. That's not going to sit right. Even though, say, the reasons are all just. But if a Sagittarius feels manipulated, oh, and even saying that gives me a headache right there. A Sagittarius will go off in another direction. But again, is it getting down with self? Wrestling, say, with a stubbornness? Maybe seeing it from another perspective. I will say that a lot of times. Because we're met with individuals, situations, places for a reason. And for this block, this Sagittarius feels like they're being manipulated. But it's not being seen that way outside. The other energies are not seeing that. And when I reflect on that energy that's being manipulative, it's the Ten of Cups that comes out. And upright, the Three of Wands, and upright. And that tells me this energy may have crossed you, but there's still some stability. There's still a Ten of Cups energy. There's still a Three of Wands energy with this. And this is all coming up in upright for the block. The reason why, I'm hearing a ding, ding, ding. The reason why in this story this could be a block is because maybe this particular Sagittarius doesn't know how to harmonize, say, in what could be a Ten of Cups energy, what could be a Three of Wands energy, having a great outlook, looking at what your passions are. I'm going to show you again what really sets that creativity or passion. I would say even to have more drive, more ambition. Okay, and it has to do with somebody. Somebody's pushing you pushing this particular Sagittarius, making them have these tower moments. I'll tell you, life will put people in the way. In the way, basically jump starting stuff. And I feel like that's what is happening here. That is what's happening here, but in a sense, it's like there's comfort in the old ways. Because remember, this is something of new routine, new tradition, trying to sing your song, wrestling with your strength. Again, trying to figure out how to get to that wish fulfillment. And that wish fulfillment is coming in with all the creativity, all of your spunk, dressed down to a T at the highest point. You know, at the highest point that you could present yourself, the highest level of energy, the highest frequency. This is the wish that's on your mind right now. This is the wish. Okay, but the block is, for some reason, this Sagittarius is not wanting to step in the direction. They're holding back. They're holding back. What I focus on when I look at this dragon in particular is they're inside. They're inside. A lot of times to have a beginning, you know, because it came in like this. To have a beginning, you got to step outside. You got to step outside. Step outside. Work through the thoughts. Work through the being stuck. And that's on the bottom of the deck. So that kind of coincides with, you know, being stuck. And it has to do with some big emotional stuff. Big emotional stuff. That is bringing you down. That is bringing you down. It's in the foundation. It's in the foundation. All right. This Sagittarius is going up the wrong escalator. The wrong escalator. Not giving them that permission to step out and have that new beginning. This is the block. For some reason, they can't find harmony. Can't find harmony and vision and seeing themselves in that 10 of Cups. You know, going towards stuff that's passion. You know, that really sets their ambitions on fire. What I'm hearing to bring out is really look at whoever is coming in as this unemotional or instability of emotions. They're either unemotional or it's instability. And I'm feeling like you feel like they're greedy. You feel like they're really greedy. And there may need to be a tower moment. A different way of falling about this situation, a different way of thinking about this situation. Ten of Cups and upright. Oh, that's possible. Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Sagittarius. They and them. That is so possible. Brothers and sisters, we could always get to here. We could always get to that Ten of Cups energy. You know, just the right fit with just the right people. Seeing is believing. Stepping out. Stepping out. All right. Divine and universal energy. What is the message that wants to come out for the block? This falls on the Ten of Cups and the Three of Wands. Ascension. Ascension. That's what this is about. Sagittarius, Sagittarius, ambitious Sagittarius in this story. Don't be afraid of ascension. Going up is a fun ride. Honoring your energy. We all have bad days. We have bad moments, you know, but we don't have to bring that into tomorrow and the day after and the day after. This Sagittarius just needs to take a breather and say, hey, I'm in this experience. Bumps are here. Bumps are here. Let me bring this out. Bumps are here. Bumps are here. But it's all a part of the ascension. Seeing is believing. You can have this harmony. This Sagittarius can have this beginning. A part of having this beginning is the Sagittarius has to release the anger they're holding on to. The anger they're holding on to. And the anger falls towards the Ten of Cups and Ascension. What is it that upsets you about being pushed in such a positive direction? What is it that upsets you? Why does this cause, you not to find harmony in a new direction that leads to ascension? An emotional release pops out around that. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to grieve. When we've went about life in such a direction, trying to see ourselves in a Ten of Cups energy can seem impossible. Impossible. Okay? And that's because of all the experiences. But honoring that you made it this far, that you've grown so much. It's a part of moving on up. Moving on up. Sagittarius, it's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to release. When it rains, plants water, they grow. This particular Sagittarius, when they release those emotions, they're gonna feel better. It's like having an overly full cup that people keep pouring in, and it's already up to the brim, but you're told not to spill anything on the carpet. Could you imagine how stressful that is? Imagine just being able to go over to the sink. You're going to spill a few drops. People are going to be mad along the way, spilt some feelings, but just let it all out. Let all that stuff build up out. And there's your cup. It's empty. But now you can choose how you want to fill it. how you want to fill it. And that's what's needed at times, is this little particular Sagittarius needs to be able to dump out that cup. And it comes a lot of times in finding releases. What are we passionate about? What's the creativity, that drives us? You can have a lot of emotional releases in creativity, okay? Or getting some time to yourself where this Sagittarius can be vulnerable. But it's a part of the process. It is a part of the process. Wow! What a beautiful story. What a beautiful story. It's one, where a Sagittarius got to face some stuff. But that's life's journey. That is life's journey, because it is totally 100% okay to be happy with yourself, to love yourself unconditionally, and be able to level yourself up. It is, the biggest game changer in every chapter of our lives, that we have a level up. It just brings on that 10 of Cups energy. Woo woo, Sagittarius community, brothers, sisters, they and thems. Thank you so much for being a part of this story and sharing this energy with me. As always, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.